There are many different kinds of movies. The amazing films that no one will ever forget, the extremely terrible movies that ultimately leaves a bad taste in the viewer's mouth, and films that are considered to be a cult classic. Also, there are films that seem to be forgotten to the point of collecting dust. So welcome, my friends, to my list of the top 5 most unappreciated movies of all time. I wasn't a gigantic fan of creepy doll films. I mean, Child's Play was good, Puppet Master was okay, and Dolly Dearest, oh, don't get me started with that one. I remember renting Dead Silence at my local Blockbuster long before Netflix was popular, and I was very intrigued. It was easily one of the better horror films I've seen in 2008. What I didn't know at the time was it was a box office failure. It was planned to have a sequel, but because of its failure, it was quickly abandoned. If you want to know my overall thoughts on the movie, check out my 2-minute or less movie review. Link will be down below. Disney had made quite a few animated movies back in the 1980s. All but one got released on Blu-ray. That happens to be The Black Cauldron. The film is based on the book series The Chronicles of Bourdain by Lloyd Alexander. It's about an assistant pig keeper, a princess, a bard, and a golem-type critter that are set on the frightening journey to stop the antagonist, the Horned King, from gaining power from the Black Cauldron and his plan of building an army of undead soldiers. I grew up watching this movie on VHS. It's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Although the author enjoyed the movie, the reviews were lukewarm. Hardly anyone's seen this movie, let alone heard of it. If you're into Disney, give it a watch. I think you will enjoy the adventure as much as I did. Remakes sometimes get a lot of flack. Maybe not as much as video game movies, but they still get criticized. One remake I actually loved watching out of all of them was the Wolfman from 2010. It's about a man who receives news that his brother is dead and felt the need to visit his father in a huge mansion. He later decided to go to the woods to the camp that ran by gypsies. There he was attacked by an animal. As it turns out, it wasn't just an ordinary animal, it was a wolf. So the man ends up being cursed, turning into a wolfman every full moon. This flick was trying to be more dark compared to the 1941 version. Honestly, I think that approach actually works. What made this on this list was the fact that I watched the unrated version. Surprisingly, that version alone is 1,000 times better than the theatrical release. There were some scenes that were completely different, like the opening. If you're willing to watch the movie, watch the unrated version. It's worth it just for that. This was a tough pick. Considering the fact that I'm a huge Tim Burton fan, it wouldn't be a big surprise that one of his movies is on this list. I was going to put Planet of the Apes on there, but that could be saved for another time. Dark Shadows was based on a soap opera series of the same name. It's about a wealthy man who was cursed by a witch, making him a vampire. He then returns to his rich home only to discover that a new generation lives there. He'll do whatever he can to protect them before something bad happens. Unlike the TV series, this one was trying to be more comedic. Yes, it has its gothic tone, but not so much that it makes it uninteresting. My favorite part of this film is by far the soundtrack. You'll be hearing such great classic songs from the Moody Blues, the Carpenters, and of course, Alice Cooper. If you're a Tim Burton fan like I am, check it out, but I must warn you, don't cross the witch. When it comes to post-apocalyptic films, people will sometimes think of Mad Max. While it's true that Mad Max is a great film franchise, the Book of Eli was the one that stands out to me as my personal favorite, and the most unappreciated. It's about a man who travels across the American wasteland to protect a book that holds a secret to save mankind. I love everything about this film. The fight scenes, the characters, everything. If there was a flaw, I just wished it would pick up a pace in one scene. But that's it. Yes, the reviews were mixed, but honestly, I have no idea what people are talking about. It's a really good film to sit back and enjoy the atmospheric adventure. That's all for this list. If you have any suggestions of the top 10 or top 5 list, let me know, and I'll be happy to do it. Thanks for watching.